The big sound took a little bit of a hit last year with their early finals exit yet again, but their best 23 for 2026 is hoping to make a bit of a leap with a few additions. However, could some of their losses stop them from doing so? We're going to look at their best 23 for 2026, starting with their backline. And the backline, I think, has always been probably their strongest point for I'd almost say their existence, but they've had some pretty big forwards and midfielders in the meantime. It's just, right now, it feels like their back has been a lock as the same for many, many years. And that is, at the moment, Connor Iden, Sam Taylor, Harry Himmelberg, as well as Lockie Ash, Jack Buckley, and Lockie Whitfield. I think Buckley is the one that's always kind of interchanged because, it's just been injuries really that's kept him out. But he's a name that you have to often remind yourself is playing for the GWS Giants, but is very reliable for them. Is it time to start moving the magnets around in this back line?
I don't know. It's really confusing because it on paper is brilliant.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you've got your two genuine keys in Taylor and Buckley that work really well next to each other. You've got your interceptor in Himmelberg.
I'd say floater. He can play a little bit of that one-on-one game too.
Yeah, you've got your more medium versatile in Connor Iden who can play on your smalls or on your talls if you need him to. You've got your two fantastic rebounders in Whitfield and Ash. What more could you want in terms of ideal defensive situation?
Yeah, and
right?
The only reason I bring up, the whole passing of the guard thing is because Lockie Whitfield has been more and more I don't want to say falling off the horse, but more not as relied on. And you think, is there a way that Whitfield gets replaced in the near future because of him eventually just getting to that age where maybe he's not relied on? But the thing is, Lockie Whitfield is just, he has been kind of the face of that backline for quite some time.
Yeah, especially when you consider the ball movement stuff. It probably is time to start thinking who can come in, but I still think he's got a year, maybe two left of good football in him.
Yeah.
Lockie Ash, though, his improvement has sort of removed any indication that you need someone immediately to replace Whitfield.
Exactly.
So I think his ability to come on so quickly was fantastic. Leaker Lee's the only real defender who maybe made us want to change our mind, really. Obviously, the whole stuff with St Kilda happened.
He's still with GWS.
They acted like he was Sam Taylor. Yeah. The outrage in the media when St Kilda said nah was like it was Sam Taylor or something. It was crazy. But again, he probably doesn't fit in quite yet.
So, the thing is, it is their best.
Yeah.
That is their best six for certain, for sure. With, I think, Leaker Lee, the game against Geelong a couple of years back is my biggest, thinking point for how good Leaker Lee could be, because he is athletic, he is, clutch from what it looks like, but he's inexperienced, and it's hard to get the experience in a team that has their backline set, like GWS does. But let's look towards their midfield now. Some really interesting names for their wingers. Joe Fonte. I love Fonte.
The Fontempelli.
Fontempelli, exactly right. And Xavier O'Halloran. Mm-hmm. Two names that are getting more and more reliable in a way.
Especially Fonte.
Fonte, yeah. There's a reason Fontempelli was going around because his game style, he wants a right-footed Bontempelli. He just plays a style that honestly shouldn't be to him. It should be for the guy in the midfield. But talking Fonte first, lot of upside for the bloke. Lot of upside. I'm really keen to see how his year looks this year. And then Xavier O'Halloran, super underrated in how he plays. Can get on the scoreboard. Can get involved. There's little things he does that you're never going to attribute to him because of the names around him.
They're just solid role players.
Yeah, exactly.
It's exactly what you need with this position as well.
The thing is, I think Fonte could be bigger than a role player someday. I don't know about O'Halloran.
No, I think this is O'Halloran.
This is what he does
It's
best.
just, this is who he is.
Exactly right.
But
their midfield, on paper, another on-paper scenario for GWS, it looks fantastic. We're looking at Kieran Briggs as their ruck, who can play some fantastic football at times, but
not a big fan of him. Not a huge fan.
I understand why.
He's like a Rowan Marshall type, undersized, more of a bigger body.
I was going to say it's the physicality that you think of with Briggs.
With these ruck changes, I think it brings into question potentially James Madden coming in.
Yeah, maybe. But Tom Green, Clary, and Finn Callahan. Got to mix up with O'Halloran.
But I thought you were going to say Finn O'Sullivan.
Callahan is the guy that I think of when I think of the Bontempelli comparison in this team, because he is a high possession getter, or is getting to the high possession moments that Bont doesn't get as much nowadays.
Yeah.
But it's more like the way he struts around the ground, He's got a lot of confidence and poise in the way he plays. Like, he has that Bontempelli feel, if that makes sense. The eye test. If you look and compare the two, you think Callaghan is a mini Bontempelli. Not as impactful with the ball, although has a lot of impact. But my God, is he always around it? It's more the questions follow the other two.
Yeah.
What do you think about the other two being together in the same kind of midfield?
There's going to be questions. I mean,
absolutely.
Especially with the game, how it's becoming so up and back, and you really got to get around the ground, and even the defensive work that midfielders need to do. Clayton Oliver's never been a defensive-minded midfielder.
What is this orange tsunami going to look like with Clary?
That too. He's slow as shit. He was walking with cement blocks on his feet last year.
He was playing as a tagger as well at some point to try and get some involvement.
About that.
Yeah.
What was Simon Goodwin doing, man?
I know.
Jesus
but it was
Christ.
the idea was to try and find him a role to get him back involved and get him some type of momentum into playing his usual role again. But like Clary, his time was up. Mm-hmm. His time was up, unfortunately, with that team and with the way they were going.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate the kind of way it went because he clearly wanted to stay around and be part of the long term. But here he is in the Western Sydney suburbs, and it's more like, will his role alleviate what he does or what Tom Green can do? Because Tom Green isn't going to have Josh Kelly this year.
It's either going to go really well or really badly. They're either going to get in each other's way and just not going to be able to do what their best is, or it's going to work perfectly where one can do it and the other works off it really well.
Yeah.
There's no in between in my mind.
Yeah,
there really isn't.
And funny enough, with all of the talk of how their game plan is going to go, I think if they can get it into their forward line, things are going to go fantastically. I think they have the highest chance of being a really, really high average score team because of just how big their forward line looks to be. Not just namesake, but roles and all of that good stuff. Like Cadman and Hogan is a fantastic looking spine. With how exciting Cadman has looked last year specifically, and Jesse Hogan still being so deadly sharp in front of goal. It's a fantastic look. Hogan hopefully continues to absolutely smash it, and with the pieces around him, all the attention, he'll have a lot of attention, but he won't have as much as he would in other forward lines. Bedford and Daniels. Daniels is a name that you just hope will stay healthy, because when he plays, it's always exciting, and they play roles fantastically well. Toby Bedford, especially since he moved across from Melbourne as well. Mm-hmm. He's been really, really nice. I've always liked how he plays within this team. And then Riccardi. Riccardi, yeah, he's going to be interesting because he's always felt off. He's always felt out with this team. And it's a shame because there's clear talent. And so I think he either needs to step himself up as one of those just key strong forwards, but I just don't think the opportunity's there for him.
Yeah, I feel like every time I've watched him, it's either been it's been Cadman and Hogan, Riccardi and Callum Brown, to where it's really he's out of sorts in that because that's four talls, or it's been Cadman, Grushevsky and Riccardi.
Yeah.
And there just really hasn't been that mesh, or obviously the talent's just not there. I think having the three rather than the four with Riccardi in there will only work to better help Hogan and Cadman.
I see him nowadays as depth that they haven't needed to use. And it's unfortunate because I think Riccardi is a very talented forward. As Grushevsky as well. Like, Grushevsky had a few signs in there as well. A few good games where he kicked a couple of goals. But the problem is, I see Riccardi's only replacement as one of the guys coming off the bench. And Mr. Unreliable is honestly the only way I can describe it, because he either smashes it or flops completely. Either way, the other one, Toby Green, didn't need to be too much. He is going to be, once again, one of those forwards that, like, it's so good to have a small forward that takes that much attention. It really is. And I think that's what opens up GWS to so many high-scoring games, is the fact that he is a small forward target. Yeah. Kind of like the Jamie Elliott's, who really should open up more opportunity for those other forwards for Collingwood, but that's another story. Let's look at GWS's interchange bench, because a lot can be done with this team. A lot of changes can be made.
Did we mention GWS's other small forwards?
Yeah, Brent Daniels, Toby Bedford. Okay, already mentioned all those. That's all good.
Mine's gone to mush.
That's all right. Harry Ralston is the first one in there, with Ryan Angwin in there as well. I've always liked Ryan Angwin a bit, in the sense that he's been one to patch holes for him. He's never been one to take the spotlight, but he's always been one to play where he needs to play and smash it in that sense. He's never needed to do all that much. Cornelio's in there as well. He's been around for so long now, you almost forget that he's in there because he's been so up and down in his career. When he reached the highest of highs, he became potential premiership players, potential premiership captain, the lowest of lows, losing captaincies, falling out of the side, all that stuff. Had a wild career, honestly, but still in this side.
Yeah.
Toby McMullen. I believe it's Toby McMullen.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
He and Harvey Thomas was where I was.
Harvey Thomas,
this.
That's true.
It's very much like I didn't really know where to go with it specifically.
Yeah, very true. And Jake Stringer was the one I was mentioning before. He's like the only major rotational piece for Riccardi that I can think of, and like you either live or die by him. You can win games like they did against Gold Coast in the most outrageous forms, or Jake Stringer can ball hog his way to 3.0 goals and 10 disposals, maybe.
Yeah, definitely maybe. Definitely maybe.
It's a tough scenario. I think they've got at GWS this season.
It's a great top end. It seems like there's becoming a significant drop off.
Yeah.
It really does.
And like some of the other names, like they brought in Jaden Laverty. I don't know why you brought him in.
The only reason they could have brought... The only reason
but I would say others to get the nod over him.
Yeah, like Leka Leah. What are we bringing in depth for? We've got Leka Leah.
Oscar Taylor. They managed to snipe up Oscar Taylor. But he's not in this one, and he's injured. Yeah, exactly. Like, he's not got the chance to.
It's really hard to sort of see the underbelly of this team. I think it's being slightly exposed.
Honestly, my fear is that they're settling for mediocrity. They're settling for just enough. And that's the worst place you want to be.
Absolutely.
As a football club. You don't want to be in that no man's land where you just don't know what you're doing. Yeah. And I'm a little worried for GWS come 2026. But let us know in the comments. What are you thinking about GWS? Will they bottom out in 2026? Or will they make it to a finals position further than just their usual flame out? So let us know what you're thinking. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe as per usual. And appreciate you all watching all the way through. Cheers, guys.